Could you eat a meal this big for a year and lose weight? Greetings to all you intermittent and extended fasters. I am Amanda Rose, founder of Eat Like a Bear. I've lost 140 pounds eating meals just like this. Oh, let's talk about intermittent fasting meal ideas. And I really want to focus you guys on something very specific, and this is kind of where the meal itself dovetails a little bit with psychology. We are learning so much in the Eat Like a Bear group about weight loss. It blows my mind, really, how much we can learn as a community, and something's really on my radar lately. And so for you intermittent and extended fasters, so first of all, intermittent fasting simply means typically having some kind of time-restricted eating window every day where you might eat, for instance, a meal like this in 1 hour, as I do, or perhaps you eat 2 meals in 5 hours, and so we would be intermittent fasters. Extended fasters will take a break from eating for longer than a day, so they might fast for 48 hours, or 36, 48, 72, 73, whatever it is, multiple days in some cases. And so what do you eat when it's time to eat, whatever that time is for you? I have videos here about the ridiculously big salad, which is a 1 meal a day plan. And if you're eating more than 1 meal a day, you need to adapt that, but definitely dive in and learn about that, see why it's working, and adapt it to your own eating window. But I also want to talk more about extended fasters. Some people really, these are like the hardest core members of the Eat Like a Bear group, but I see them struggling in a certain way, and I want to shine a little bit of a light on that. And so what we have is some people who are doing really hardcore extended fasting. For instance, there's the alternate day eating model where you're eating every other day, maybe 1 meal every other day or a couple of meals every other day, but you're taking a whole day off in between and not eating every other day, eating every other day. That's one model. We have a lot of people who do 72-hour fasts, which is and sometimes weekly. And one of our community members named Maria was the first one to do that and to sort of publicize it in the group. And she really was able to grind through a lot of weight loss that way. So 2 days a week, she did not eat. So in her case, Sunday and Monday, she didn't eat. And the rest of the days she did eat. And so she was eating 5 days a week, and she did not eat on the 2 days a week. And what we've learned from all this is a key point that, you know what, it's really effective for weight loss to not eat, okay? And so we have lots of people adapting variations of this, but I see a problem with it as well. And in a previous video about extended fasting, I talk about the issue of, especially as you get to maintenance, that you need to really work on your eating habit. So once you hit maintenance, you're probably not going to be doing alternate day fasting or hardcore extended fasting. You'll probably just do it here or there, maybe for health benefits or some other reason. But you need to make sure that you land into maintenance with a habit of eating. And so here's the thing, and which is, absolutely what we should all be doing, all right? But here's a little bit of a dilemma, and this is what I want to shine the bright light on. So what happens then? So say you have a lot of weight to lose, 200 pounds, and you're a hardcore extended faster. And you know that you can, let's say you're doing alternate day fasting or a lot of 72-hour fasts. And when you do eat, on those days that you eat, you actually end up eating a good bit more than something like this. So this, with the meat be included, is about 1,200 calories. And on this, I can lose weight. My maintenance calories are more like 1,800 calories. And so in my maintenance eating, I might eat a little bit more than this right here. But this here is the type of meal that I used to lose my 140 pounds. And so when I came out into maintenance, I was already used to this. This is what I was used to, this 1,200 calorie meal, which is not a lot of calories. It's not low calorie. I mean, low calorie is like 800, okay? But, you have to be strict. I mean, it's a structured meal that's calorie minded. And it kept me in a calorie deficit all of those months. And so what I see people doing is breaking their extended fast. So say you don't eat for 2 days, and say your maintenance calories are 2,000 calories. And so for those 2 days, you ate 0 calories, so you sort of have 4,000 calories in the bank. And you could eat a 2,000 calorie meal that day and keep your 4,000 calories in the bank. And that's a good model. You could also eat 1,200 calories, and then you would end up with what would that 4,800 calories in the bank. Okay, so that's more effective for weight loss. But one thing that I see people doing is maybe eating something like 2,000 to 3,000 calories when they break that fast, and they still got calories in the bank, and so they lose weight. And they keep doing it, and that's the model that they're implementing until for some reason they sort of get off track. And so maybe there's an event or something and they start eating daily, and they have trained themselves now to eat 2,000 or 3,000 calories a day. In fact, in their view, that's probably low because they've considered themselves to be restrained. And so then they kind of go on a bender, basically. Or it's not even a bender, because I think we recognize benders a lot, but it's more like you fell back into that routine of if you were training yourself to eat 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day when you broke your fast, you're definitely going to do that when you kind of like loosen up. I mean, that's exactly what you're going to do. So what happens then? So say you were used to eating the 2,000 calories, or let's say 3,000. Okay. So you stopped your fasting regimen and you just kind of start doing, what you've been doing. Now in your brain, you kind of associate this meal with your weight loss success because you've been losing weight. You've been losing weight on the 3,000 calorie meals. Okay. And the reason is because there are days you eat 0 calories and it averages out very handsomely. But the numbers get really ugly when you start eating every day again, and you have trained yourself to eat those 3,000 calories a day. Plain and simple. Are you surprised that you're going to start eating 3,000 calories a day? I'm not. I'm not surprised at all. And so it's really important in extended fasting that you consider what you are training yourself for. So not only do you need to integrate eating days into your schedule, you need to make sure those eating days are on point and that they are at least like a maintenance calorie eating day. So in my case, like 1,800 calories. Now, again, I could go with 1,200 calories and lose weight even more. But but definitely don't go with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 calories. You guys, we could eat a lot of calories even in an hour. Come on, it's very, very easy. You have to get into a habit of eating less. And God, I hate to say that and kind of be the messenger about that. But we just have to figure out how to have a structure for our lives to help our eating line up with the other goals that we have for our lives. And essentially, if we just keep getting fat and we're not able to go out and live the life we want to live, then, is the eating really worth it? It's not to me. It's not to me at all. I see a lot of people, extended fasters, saying, oh, but I stalled for 2 months or whatever it is. Well, I hate to say it, it is very likely because you're eating too many calories. This model works. It's low carb, but it doesn't work just because it's low carb. It's highly crafted to fill you up, to satiate you with fewer calories. That's the whole secret. That is really the flippin' whole secret. And it's easy to overlook. It's easy to overlook because, frankly, we always want to eat more. We want to think calories don't matter because wouldn't that be great? But they do. The thing is, they maybe don't matter like we were sort of taught. Like a calorie is not all calories are equal. So like a Twinkie or whatever, some sugary thing. Oh, a soda will spike your blood sugar more than than the same calories in this cabbage or something. And so in that sense, calories are not equal, but calories still matter. So you take the same meal like this highly constructed cooked RBS, as we call it. This is the cooked ridiculously big salad, highly crafted. And say you just add more meat, more cheese, more of the dressing to get you up to a higher calorie amount. You will lose weight less quickly on that salad. So like all things being equal, the calories are more. It has the same food items. You're just eating more of it. You will lose weight less quickly. That's the reality. And so if you are a hardcore extended faster, good for you. You are showing great restraint and discipline. And now you need to take those same skills and apply it to the eating days. And really be mindful of what you're putting together. You guys, the part 2 of the RBS book, the Ridiculously Big Salad book, is called the RBS Maker's Toolkit, and it describes the framework. The cooked RBS, I know a lot of you are waiting for this book, and I've been working on it. That's why I'm out here talking about it. I've been working on it, and it too will describe the framework in great detail. It has 60 or so crafted, structured recipes for you, a 6-week plan if you want that, and more importantly, a mindset with implementing the recipes. But since it's still in process, I just want to get this shout out and say, guys, pay attention to what you're eating on those eating days and follow the framework. The framework has a huge amount of success behind it. Don't take it for granted. And it is easy to convince yourself to eat more when you're eating 0 on some days. But I challenge you to eat in a way that will help you meet your long-term goals. And eating daily is a key part of that method. Maybe you're going to keep having days where you don't eat. But on the days that you do eat, you need to do it in the mindset that you're practicing. You're practicing for your maintenance. And so start doing that. Practice more, okay? So practice a little more by eating a little more, you guys, and eating more regularly, because that's a habit you need to build. Build that habit. In my main rapid weight loss phase back in the fall of 2017, there was an 8-month period in which I lost 100 pounds. And one of the things I think I did especially well in that time was really balanced that my short-term interests in losing weight very quickly with a long-term in adopting an eating plan that I could take with me into maintenance. That was a key factor for me. And, I had failed at maintenance so much, and I knew that without a maintenance plan, I was dead in the water. And so I really balanced those very well. I'm proud of what I did in that. And so you might know that I actually started my whole weight loss phase with a very long extended fast that was medically supervised. But after some days of fasting, I broke the fast and started a regimen of daily eating. And I was really blown away by how I was able to continue losing weight. In the very beginning, I implemented a much lower calorie model because I was gearing up to have bariatric surgery, which, by the way, I never had and I no longer qualify for. But the bariatric model of eating is 800 calories a day. And so I kind of started more in that ballpark, and I iterated my way towards this framework and this way of eating that we call the Ridiculously Big Salad now. And that ended up being a model of about 1,000 to 1,200 calories, which in the world of weight loss and dieting isn't even that low in calories. But I did that because I felt like it was more sustainable through those 8 months to eat a few more calories. And as it turns out, it landed me towards a model that was more like a maintenance model. And I think that was a key part of the success too. And so that I was implementing a way of eating that I could continue. And in maintenance, you can eat more. So you can eat one meal that's bigger and has more calories. It's very easy to add the calories. Very, very easy. Or you could break it up and you can have maybe a 2-meal model or something. But are you going to go back to the way you were eating that got you all fat to start with and that is keeping you from meeting all of your other goals? Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever even want that? Because when you get to maintenance and you have a great meal like this, and then you just walk away from the eating and go out and live your best life that doesn't, by the way, involve a lot of donuts. And I find that to be perfectly fine. Of course, would my ideal universe be where I had this and the donuts? Of course it would. Of course it would be. But I don't live in that universe, apparently. And so I'm okay with that because what I have now is worth far, far, far more than the flavor of that thing. Okay, whatever it is for you, the chip, like I talk about the Cheetos in some of my videos, and things like the cookies and the donuts. So yeah, maybe you're going to have one sometime. I don't know. It's really your own decision. I have them very rarely because they're simply not worth it to me. I have really changed the value I have for different things in my life, and I have a very low value for donuts because of the bad that they do in my life. And I weigh them regularly against the good that I have because of the decisions that I've made. And so check out some more videos here on this channel, and work on the habit, work on it, because you're working on your life and you're working on building the life that you want to lead. And you have to put some kind of structure and boundary around the food. And it needs to be done in a way that essentially becomes a habit for you for the rest of your life. That's kind of what we're doing here. So, okay, I'm going to go eat this, and I direct y'all to the other videos, and I wish you all the very best of luck in finding your way and finding your process. But those are just some of my thoughts today.